Plaintiff, Demetria Hall, says after she found out she was pregnant, she hired the defendant to plan her baby shower. However, Demetria claims the defendant sabotaged the event by being unprofessional, trying to smoke pot with her guests, and bragging about carrying a gun. Demetria is suing for breach of contract and emotional distress. Defendant Jayla Holt says she started an event planning business last year, and she cut Demetria a deal because she could not afford Jayla's initial quote. However, Jayla claims she couldn't provide everything Demetria wanted for their agreed-upon price, and she's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, so in December 2019, I found out that I was pregnant, and me and my fiance both carried a sickle cell trait, so our daughter had a greater chance of having sickle cell disease.
She did?
Yes, she ended up having it, but I found Miss Holt on Facebook. She did some small events, but I liked her work, so I wanted to book with her.
Book? Baby shower?
Yeah, booked my baby shower with her, but I found out that she was not professional at all. She cried to my guests about having lupus. She insinuated she wanted to smoke weed with them. She badmouthed me to a numerous amount of guests, and then towards the end of the night, she bragged about having her CPL and her gun and her crew. They was dressed like they were ready to fight, and then she popped balloons loudly one by one. And if she would have asked, she would have knew that my fiance's sister has cerebral palsy, so she's susceptible to loud noises. So I feel like she ruined my baby shower.
You had these complaints coming from people, or you saw them?
I saw them, and a lot of people were coming to me telling me stuff that Miss Holt had said.
Tell me that part. The people coming to you saying what?
Okay, so my caterer, she texted me on my way to the baby shower, and she told me that Miss Holt had no silverware, which I had talked to Miss Holt, and she told me that she was going to have everything but the food. She was still going to provide silverware, but she didn't provide that. So
tell me some other things you were told. The caterer told you silverware, and
then the caterer also told me that Miss Holt bragged about having her gun, and she was ready to pop off in case anything happened. Pop off on who?
Okay, so she was acting as security. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Nah, she was acting violent because she had her crew. They was dressed in jumpsuits and everything, like jogging suits, like they was ready to have a fight. And then she was telling them how she.
Where you all from?
Detroit. So you already know how that goes. So she already knew. It was like she basically sabotaged the event. She just ruined it for me.
What else did someone tell you? So far, we got the caterer, who was her competitor. Who else badmouthed? That's all I have is the caterer.
She also called the person that owns the venue and told them that we didn't clean up the event and that we shouldn't get our security deposit back, which who it does, that's very unprofessional. And she told them that we didn't clean up when we cleaned up the whole event.
And you got your security deposit back.
We didn't never have a security deposit. That's how you know she was being messy, because we didn't put a security deposit down.
Okay, so that didn't bother anything.
Right, but it just made our image look bad. And then she stepped down.
Who mentioned it to you?
Huh?
Who mentioned it to you?
The person that did the food when she broke her contract.
The caterer?
Yes. Okay. The caterer.
Right. Let me move on. I've asked you to give me complaints from other people.
And then my mom,
all you're telling me is the person who was her competitor.
No, she also complained to my mom. My mom pulled her to the side.
Who complained to your mom?
She did.
What did she say?
She cried about having lupus and how she was too far in over her head and how she went over budget.
And what did your mom, that caused her a problem?
What you mean?
When she told your mom about her health condition, that disrupted your event?
Yes, it did.
All right, good enough. Let me hear from you.
Hi, Your Honor. I'm an event planner and entrepreneur from Detroit. I hire at-risk youth. I have my fair share of trials and tribulations coming up. I did not allow that to affect me. I started my event planning company last year. I was contacted by Ms. Hall in December of 2019. She could not afford the $3,500. I think I had quoted her, and so I went down on my price. Excuse me.
What was the agreement on the price?
It was $1,500.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have evidence?
Yes.
Okay. Of the price. All right. We'll get to that. Go ahead.
So planning the event. I'm planning it. She was sending me pictures, so I was trying to imitate the images that she was sending me to a T. However, I was in over my head. I sold my trailer, which I worked very hard.
How long had you been doing it?
I had started in August of 2019.
And this was when? December of 19?
Yes, sir.
By your own admission, you were over your head.
I was over my head.
So that almost sounds, that gives credence to what she's saying.
Yeah.
If you're over your head, that means you don't do a good job.
I did reach out to her on the 12th of February. If you'll revert to page...
okay. She said you did. What did you say?
32.
What did you
say?
say?
And I said, look, listen, sweetheart, I'm not able to move forward with the food menu. At this point, I had already, excuse me, you're so rude. I had already went 5,000. Right. And I was only paid $1,500. So this is a big number to her, but $1,500 is not a number to cover a full-fledged baby shower. Food, decor, moving balloon carousels, throne chairs, vegetable, fruit tables, donut walls, you name it.
With the mess I have to deal with in here, I don't get paid enough either.
Your Honor, can I just say this? That's all
that is, man.
Can I just say this?
So the girl, go figure. Me and you in the same boat. Who can I sue? All right, go ahead.
During this whole thing, I actually, when she told me she couldn't do the food, I still was being nice to her. I said, I appreciate everything, because she told me she went over budget. I said, I appreciate everything you did, but I don't know where I'm going to get food last minute.
1 second. What'd you say happened in February?
February, I contacted her. We discussed that I would not be able to move forward with the food. And at that time, she had the opportunity to say she did not want to move forward.
And her response was, okay, I'll find somebody else?
She said, don't worry about it. I appreciate everything you did. We'll take it from here as far as the food is concerned. But I had already paid her $350 to do food, so I had to come out of an extra $375 to get somebody else to do food. So I was coming out of extra money when she promised me that she was going to do food.
Yeah, because the food was included in the $1,500.
Right.
And so you're saying that you paid how much to the other person?
I paid $375.
Okay, so that is what would be deducted from that $1,500. The other stuff, I don't know about that, ma'am. You have to do a little more convincing. We never got further than the caterer complaints.
It just was my mom.
What did you see that you didn't like?
That she didn't do nothing the whole event. Like literally the whole event.
What did you say to her?
Me and her didn't talk.
Why?
So because she had an attitude every time I would call and ask her about something, like when I wanted to check
from where?
I would call from my phone. I would say,
where? In the event?
No, this was before.
We're talking about the event. We're talking about doing a good job at the event.
Right. And then like the day of the event, I called her. I said, can I just stop by and make sure everything's okay? Because she didn't
Ma'am, the only complaints you've had separate from the food was everything that occurred inside of that shower. And that's all I'm going to listen to.
But you're saying the reason why me and her didn't talk because I called her.
I'm not interested in that. Did you talk to her at the event when she was doing a terrible job?
No.
And you were looking, as you say. Why didn't you at least once go up and say, this is a very special evening for me, and you're not doing things right. Could you get better? Because I've seen you do A, B, C, and I don't like it. Did you do any of that?
Because my mom pulled her to the side and talked to her because me and her didn't talk.
What did your mother talk to her about?
She talked to her about the food, and
We know about the food. Let me go ahead and.
My mom talked to her about the game. She told my mom she wasn't doing the baby shower game, which she included in the invoice. She said she was not doing any baby shower games.
She included in an invoice you have?
Yes, she did.
Which evidence is it?
On page 10, baby shower games.
Yeah, where's that? I don't see that.
All the way at the bottom.
All right, table, chair set up, centerpiece with balloons, candy table, fruit table, veggie table, cupcakes, treats, backdrop, throne chairs, baby shower games, free. That means she threw that in for free?
Right.
All right, and you say she didn't do it at all.
For that candy table, she charged $250. She only had bubble gum, and people thought that was a part of the decoration, so they didn't really eat that.
Your Honor, listen.
What else?
That's basically all.
Okay,
She
let me hear from you.
Okay, Your Honor. But one thing about it is I built my legacy off of the treat table. There's no event without the treat table, Your Honor. I had cupcakes. I had Rice Krispie treats. I had cookies on that table. The cookies alone was $100.
How about candy?
We had
candy,
bubble gum jars. We had Rice Krispie cookies.
That's treat.
That's all treat table.
Right.
That's a
I
part
wanna
of the
know
treat
about
table.
candy.
We had the
candy.
apple candy apples, and we had the donut wall, and she was probably one.
All right,
of the
so you
foodies.
didn't provide any candy.
She wanted
what else? You
fruities on
didn't
the
provide
table.
any candy. Your counterclaim is for what?
So in the receipt it says treat table. It does not say candy table.
I'm looking
Yes,
at it
it
say
does.
candy,
It says-
ma'am. Would you have the
Page 10.
Page 10.
It says candy table
the invoice?
$250.
Okay. Yes.
Do you
I see
have
it.
that?
Yes, sir.
Did you see candy?
Yes.
Even though you just said it does.
I'm sorry, it
Okay,
should've
so that's
said
why I
treat.
know you didn't provide
It said
everything
treat.
or
Okay.
do a good job and we're over your head
And I-
because you don't even know what you were supposed to provide.
also say one
And
more
you
thing.
backed out on the food and then,
Yes, I did.
all right, ma'am, I'm just going to let you talk. I'm about to tell you why you were about to win, but go right ahead. You interrupt me. Go right
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Judge.
No,
I just
don't
have
be
to say
sorry.
one thing.
I'm sure you have more to prove.
Because it also says juice bar. When you think about the juice bar, you think about more than one drink. She only provided one thing
that's
of
my
juice.
definition
That when I
of a
got
juice
there
bar.
late, I got
If
to
you
my
turn
baby
to
shower
page
late.
8.
She still didn't even bring the
You
juice
say
bar
turn
up.
to page 8
Turn
and
to
I'll
page
see what.
8, and that'll be a picture of the juice bar. I
One
did
thing
provide.
of juice, we had to provide
We
our
had
own
also
juice.
had
We even
pop-
had to bring
excuse
our
me.
own water.
We also
Y'all.
had
Who brings their
popcorn,
own water
and we
to
had
a
the
baby
jars
shower
of
if they're
bubble gum.
providing a juice
She said
bar?
I
I'm
did
gonna have
not.
to dismiss your claim. You all are very contemptuous. You won't listen. You keep talking over me, particularly you. Have a good day. Both your claims are
Thank you.
dismissed.
I'm happy it's over. I'm gonna go back to being the boss that I am, the entrepreneur that I am going forward. I have money to
Also,
take
don't
care of my
book with Miss
children.
J's Wonderland.
and
She's a
my
scam
business
artist.
is
She
gonna
don't promise
continue.
nothing that she
I'm
want to promise.
good, so
She want to cry about
again,
lupus when she really didn't even
suing
have
me
lupus.
for
I don't know if she
treat
even has
table.
lupus.
If she
just
needed
used it
treats,
as
she
an
should have
excuse.
added me for the
She don't
treats,
even.
and I would have gave her
She's
some
a scam
candy.
artist. You're
So,
a scam
have
artist.
a
Your
good
husband
day.
was a scam
I'm
artist. You're a
done.
scam
I'll
artist. Have a
continue to
good
be
look.
blessed.